Hey, what's up you guys, it's Caboose bringing you another Marvel's Avengers video, and today what I got for you guys here is some all new details regarding the Warzones and the co-op gameplay that we're going to be getting in this game. And to accompany that news, we also got some new screenshots to go over that show off a bit of the co-op in Marvel's Avengers. Now, before we get into everything, I wanted to ask you guys, of course, if at any point you enjoy this video, if you could consider leaving a like rating on it, it would show your support, and I would really appreciate it. So if you enjoy the video at any point, leaving a like rating would be awesome. And if you're a part of the 59.8% of people that are currently not subscribed to this channel, well, I'm going to be covering the latest and greatest in Marvel's Avengers. So all the news, updates, gameplay, trailers, reactions, everything about the game that you'd want to know will be covered right here on this channel. I'll also be covering games like Spider-Man Miles Morales, Mortal Kombat 11, and the rumored Batman and Suicide Squad games. So if you're looking forward to any of that, well, then you can subscribe to the channel if you'd like and turn on those notifications to be immediately notified when a video goes live. And with all that said, well, let's jump into today's news. So this all comes from a GameInformer article, and there is a lot of info in here. I'll leave a link in the description box below if you want to check it out and read it top to bottom yourself, but I'm going to be going over some of the additional details in the article in future videos, so you can also keep an eye out for that. Today, we're just going to be talking about specifically what they've covered in this article regarding the Warzone missions and the co-op gameplay. So this portion of the article starts out as such. Learning more about each individual character through the hero mission seems like a great way to delve into the lore of this title and the universe it exists in, but the Avengers are all about teaming up to save the day. With Warzones, you can take on missions with up to 4 players online or offline alongside AI companions. All the customization you do with your heroes plays an even bigger role in Warzone missions, as not only are you bringing your tailor-made Avenger into the mission, but any AI characters you fight alongside are the versions you made using the skills, gear, and cosmetics. So this bit here is really cool. First of all, common misconception about Marvel's Avengers is that there is this forced online mechanic to the game. That is not true, and it is heavily emphasized here that you can play this game on your own. The story mode is something that you have to experience on your own. That much is a fact. But if you want to jump into Warzone missions, you don't have to worry about, oh, well, I'm going to need 3 other teammates, or I'm going to need to at least be playing with someone online. That's not going to be the case. You can play this entirely offline on your own, top to bottom. The whole game can be played by yourself. Another really cool thing about this is that the AI characters, if you were to play by yourself, are your customized characters. So if you've leveled up Iron Man and Thor and Hulk and you bring them into Warzone missions, your leveled up versions of those characters are the ones that will be fighting alongside you. The article then continues here to mention the hero missions are meant to advance the story, but Warzones also take place within the narrative, with the team coming together to fight AIM. As such, you continue earning experience and upgrades from completing these missions, even if they aren't primarily designed with advancing the story in mind. You get missions from peripheral Marvel characters like Tony Stark's AI Jarvis, S.H.I.E.L.D.'s Maria Hill, or brilliant scientist Hank Pym. Once you select a mission, you jump into the Quinjet for matchmaking and hero selection. So not too many new details here. It's stuff that we have heard or seen in action before, but it is cool to know that we're going to be getting missions from Jarvis and Maria Hill, although I do believe that that was stuff that was confirmed before as well. Definitely was confirmed at one point that Hank Pym was one of the characters that we were going to get missions from. Okay, this next bit in the article starts to excite me regarding the co-op and the Warzone missions. So it says here, Warzones take you all over the world, from remote locations to dense cities. Some Warzones are designed for team exploration and traversal, while others take place in tight corridors and buildings with a focus on combat. Each Warzone has a variety of objective-based missions and battles from which you can reap the rewards. And then continuing off of that, we get some quotes here, some direct quotes from somebody working on the game. This is from Phil Therian, or Therian, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing the name. They're the Warzone director working on Marvel's Avengers, and this is what they have to say. There's all these different things going on, and all of these are in different regions. So we could have built this giant open world game, but that wouldn't have allowed us to have the Avengers be this global presence that can pretty much go anywhere and react to any threat. Then Phil continues to say here, instead, we built regions that are basically small subsets of an open world where we can have many missions. That's allowed us to have cities, forests, deserts. We can go underwater. We can go into the orbit around Earth. That really lets us tell stories that we want to be telling with the Avengers. So there you have it. A lot of people keep asking the question, is Marvel's Avengers an open world game? And the answer is Kind of. To the best of my understanding, the story missions are going to be a linear experience. There isn't going to be too much exploration there. However, when you go into the war zones, there is going to be a bit more freedom for you to roam around and see some of the different regions. Not all regions are going to be massive. Not all regions are going to be fully explorable the way that others will. However, those regions that aren't going to be open spaces are going to be tighter to help focus on the combat of the game, working with your teammates to help take down waves of enemies. And that's something that I'm very excited about. And then as well, they mentioned that we're going to be able to go underwater and then into the orbit of space. All that sounds really exciting to me, and I'm looking forward to see how that's going to work in a co-op setting. And then lastly, regarding the war zones, or just this section of the massive GameInformer article, it mentions here, in addition to war zones, you can also work to repair your helicarrier and work with different resistance factions headed up by recognizable comic characters like Dum Dum Dugan and Nick Fury. As you raise your reputation with these various factions, you gain access to new vendors, challenges, and items. You'll want to have access to these powerful allies as new heroes, threats, and regions emerge as part of Crystal Dynamics' live service roadmap. Again, I know some of this stuff doesn't sound like everybody's cup of tea, but as a massive Destiny fan myself, this is all really exciting news for me. All these details sound great. It sounds right up my alley. I just hope come September 4th, when I get my hands on the game, that gameplay loop is satisfying enough to keep me coming back for hours on end with Marvel's Avengers. But okay, next up in the news, we got some brand new screenshots to show off. This gives us some new looks at the co-op being shown off in Marvel's Avengers. Some of this stuff is things that you've seen during the actual war table presentation, but some of it is just brand new, glorious HD screenshots of the game and the co-op in action. The first screenshot that we got here is of 4 Avengers trying to take down this giant AIM mech. We got Thor, Black Widow, Hulk, and Iron Man all working together to take down this giant mech. And I cannot wait to experience this for myself with my friends online while playing this game. This next screenshot is once again those same 4 Avengers working together in this snowy region, just taking down aimbots, just mowing down everyone in their path. I love it. And then this last screenshot is something that I believe they did show during the war table presentation, but nevertheless, here it is. You're seeing it on screen. The Avengers just chilling in a Quinjet. I believe this is some of the things that you're going to see when you're loading into a Warzone mission. You know, it's one of those kind of hidden loading screens, if you will, where it's clearly meant to be there while the game is loading up the mission that you're going to, but it's also just something to look at and keep yourself occupied while you wait for your mission to load. Overall, these new screenshots look great, and all those new details sound great, and everything that I'm hearing about Warzone sounds like it's going to be a ton of fun to play through. Hopefully it lives up to that expectation when we get our hands on the game. I will say though, I'm happy to see a lot more people on board with Marvel's Avengers, especially after that war table presentation. They really did a good job giving us a ton of new content for the game. And while I do have some issues, mainly regarding the frame rate, and I hope that's stuff that gets fixed in time for launch, I'm just, for the most part, excited. Marvel's Avengers looks like it's going to be a fun game with an engaging story and a really cool element in online co-op. And with that said, I now want to kick it to you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. What do you think about all those brand new details regarding the Warzone missions and some of the things to expect with them? And what do you think about those brand new screenshots? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, if you could consider leaving a like rating on it, it would show your support and I would really appreciate it. I'm Caboose, and you can click on screen to make your way to one of the other videos on the channel, or you can click my logo to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Those links are in the description. Drop a like if you enjoyed, leave a comment if you have an opinion, and subscribe if you're new. See you guys later.